Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the September 24th, 2021 episode of the Cybersecurity Stream. My name, as always, is Neil Bridges, and thank you for joining me today. I do know that my name today is Neil. I did get off the Peloton, and the Peloton did remind me what my name was today. I literally, got off the Peloton, came in here, immediately started to prep for the stream, so I got my towel in hand, still sucking down the protein shake, but it is indeed tea with a hacker, which means I am rocking my trusty dusty black hat mug with some nice peppermint tea going. Cheers to everybody this morning. Happy Friday to you. We made it to another awesome week. We made it to another awesome week. I am so proud of everybody for making it through another awesome week. I'm sure everybody did something amazing this week. Let's celebrate that amazingness. Let's celebrate that awesomeness, and let's get at it. What do you say? Welcome to all of our new joiners, as well as our regular visitors. Listen, I saw it in chat. I'll go ahead and push this up, right? We are truly an international stream, and it does make me so incredibly happy about how international we are. I saw so many people from so across the globe, in the chat this morning. We have so many people from across the world, and so I'm so grateful to all of our new joiners, as well as our regular visitors on this stream. Neil, when are you making your way to South Africa? That's actually on my bucket list. I think I would thoroughly enjoy a trip to South Africa. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. So, I'm never going to say never. I think I've been to 4 different places in Africa throughout my time in the Air Force. And I have to say that I was not unimpressed with my time in Africa. So definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd love to make my way to see all of the cyber insecurity fam across the globe for sure. Real Conversations with Real People, that is direct from one of our guests. This is our short format, so I will run through our intro super fast. We do have moderators in chat. I want to personally thank my moderators each and every stream for their dedication. Thank you so very much to my entire mod team. Moderators are here to keep chat free of sexist, racist, misogynistic, elitist, and otherwise toxic behavior. We do have a zero tolerance for toxicity on this stream. We don't tolerate it whatsoever. This is an awesome, cool, safe place for us to talk about cybersecurity in here all together. I do trust my moderators explicitly, and their decision is final. If you're put out on a timeout or a ban, you do need to appeal to a moderator directly. Don't appeal to me. I actually don't check those. As a matter of fact, go ahead and make sure you're in our Discord. Hit that exclamation point Discord. Make sure you're in our Discord. That is going to be your best way to get in touch with a moderator if something terrible should happen. They are not here, however, to stifle chat. Listen, the reason we create a safe and toxic-free environment for you to come and chat in is so that you can post questions in chat, regardless of your skill level, regardless of where you're at in this career, so that you can get those questions answered. And our moderators are here not to stifle that chat, but to make sure that your voices are heard with no toxicity at all whatsoever. With that being said, obviously, I'll be answering questions on stream. Your questions are the prime value that comes from this stream being live. And they're incredibly important to all of us. And I put this out there. I put this out there for people to realize, right? There's a lot of people who pay attention to this stream, not just now, but in the VODs afterwards, or as we clip this stuff, moving forward. And so you might not just be helping the hundreds of people who are going to watch this stream live right now, but you could be helping the thousands of people who watch this stream in the coming VODs, in the coming days. And so that's just how important your questions are. We only have one rule on questions. And I've mentioned that before in chat already, right? Is that we do ask that you ask your question only once. I promise that with the mod team that we have in place, with everybody that we've got looking, they are watching questions, and they are making sure that we get all of our questions answered in our time on stream together. So ask your question at any time about any topic. Listen, and when I say any topic, it's everything from you know, I'm just starting my cyber career journey, Neil. How do I get into? Neil, I've been in cybersecurity for 15 years. Let's talk about CISO type stuff. You know, I'm the chief content officer of INE, and INE does not sponsor this stream whatsoever. I'm here on my own accord, my own voluntary time to do this, but I will absolutely unequivocally make all time to answer any INE questions that you may have on the stream as well. I do make sure that I am the most, you know, accessible chief content officer in the cybersecurity content game in the business. So I always do my best to make myself available. Ask me anytime. Love to hear it. We do have a giveaway today. Actually, that reminds me, I do want to thank our partners in no particular order: Battleship Security, Attack IQ, Elastic, Query.ai, VMware Carbon Black, Net Abstraction, Cyber Supply Drop, Josh Mason, the Cyber Supply Drop, and of course, at Root Beverages. Listen, very important thing about partners. We do take on partners. We do take on partners. Partners are very, very critical, but we do make sure that partners provide something for you, the viewers. And so if you hit that exclamation point partners, you can see the discounts and codes that are available to folks like yourself for being a member of the stream. On Wednesday, for case in point, we gave away an INE premium subscription on Wednesday, care of one of our partners who wants to do something every month by providing a premium INE subscription there. So, all right. I think that's it for the logistics. We do have a giveaway today. Surprise giveaway. I'll announce it a little bit later. All right. There was something I was going to say this morning. Clips. We were doing clips on Twitch. If you remember, you could clip it on Twitch and it would just randomly clip a 30-second piece, right? It was really kind of annoying. YouTube has got, you know, a little bit more robust clipping feature where if you clip, it'll allow you to select segments of a video that you can clip, and then you can share that URL as a clip. If you hear something awesome, right, I highly encourage you to clip it and share it. And if you tag me in it, I'll absolutely comment on it. I'll absolutely retweet it. You know, but there are hundreds, if not thousands, of little nuggets that we say each and every stream about something that's going on that there's somebody out there who hasn't found this channel yet, who hasn't subbed to this channel yet, who's not here on this live stream could benefit from. And so I ask all of you to pay it forward so that if there is little nuggets of this information, let's get these nuggets of information out there so that people can pick up on this stuff. And I encourage you to use the YouTube clipping function to do that. It is actually an amazing resource. If you actually saw one of the clips that I put up this week, that was literally just from Wednesday's stream. And so that is one of the nice things about clipping on YouTube versus Twitch is I can clip something and I can get it out there pretty quickly whenever there's like these little gold nuggets of information. And the one that we clipped on Wednesday had to do with gatekeeping. And the idea being is that let's get as much of that amplification that's out there around leaders like Andrew that are out there trying to break down those bounds for gatekeeping, you know, in their hiring process. So that was what I was going to say. All right. Let's see what we got here. Easy one right here. How do I prep for OSCP? Go to INE and start taking PTS, then go to eCPPT, then go to PTX. Do the try hack me's, do the hack the boxes, and before you know it, listen. And when I say this, right, it's not as Chief Content Officer of INE. It is from reading the comments of people who have said that they've taken all the way up to PTX and they have been more than qualified, more than ready to take OSCP. Right, that's how antiquated OSCP is getting, is because there are people who are taking PTS, PTP, right, from Legacy Alert Security, now INE, right, and are overqualified for OSCP. And they're doing the hands-on from Try Hack Me, they're doing the hands-on from Hack the Box, right, and they're more than qualified for that. Yes. 100%. I like displaying these up because these are These are always, always, always fun to see. I can't believe I'm on a live stream with Neil. Just want to say thank you. Thanks for all the valuable and unbelievable, awesome information you provide to us in cybersecurity. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do truly appreciate it. I think I hit on this one this morning. What's the beverage choice? We've got some peppermint tea in a black hat mug. Still slurping down our protein shake from our ride, and of course, as a tertiary backup, water. Gotta hydrate. Got to hydrate. If you are interested in joining in on the fitness journey, use the hashtag Healthy Hackers. And listen, somebody did ask the other week, like, is it just losing weight? No, it's about a healthy lifestyle. It is about a healthy lifestyle. And so we highly encourage you to use the Healthy Hackers hashtag, on the socials. Tag myself, tag BSEC, tag SecIT Guy, tag Josh Mason. We would love to join you in your Healthy Hackers journey. Hello, sir. I've completed a diploma and working as a security analyst. Congratulations. Should I invest my time and money in graduation or certifications? Certifications will always be my answer. I am very bearish on diplomas, on college. And so I guess while we're at it, I saw another one in here, right? There's this one right here. Is a master's in cybersecurity worth it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are not. Listen, we might like to think of ourselves. Listen, this may hurt some of y'all's feelings. This may hurt some of y'all's feelings. We're not brain surgeons, right? We're not lawyers, right? We don't have to go to school to get our PhDs to be awesome at what it is we do. I think that is actually what makes our career field awesome, is that we're not doing brain surgery, right? We don't need PhDs to be awesome in our career field. Listen, when you look at 15-year-old hackers out there finding exploits in iPhones, right, that should prove to you that you don't need a PhD to be awesome in cybersecurity. If Jerry were here, Jerry would completely and totally debate me on this. But I venture to say that masters and PhDs in cybersecurity are vanity projects, much like my book. I absolutely don't I don't make any qualms about that, is that it's a vanity project. I'm doing it because it's a personal endeavor. And if you think that a master's is a personal endeavor, then you should go get it for that reason. But is it worth it? No, it will not set you apart. It will not make you awesome. You will not get the greatest and latest pay grade simply because you have a master's in cybersecurity. And so to the question that was before, I am all about making sure that you go out there and you learn that type of content from certifications, because those people who do certifications are going to be able to change, and pivot and adapt to technology much, much more quickly than a school. Listen, when you think about a schoolhouse, when you think about some of those old crusty professors that are at a school, right? They can't change the curriculum. They can't change the curriculum as fast as people who are out there making courses on YouTube, right? When you get out there and you look at, courses on YouTube, you can learn faster and better through the stuff that's on YouTube than you ever could in a master's program. I actually, I did a review of University of Maryland's master's program a number of years ago. And they were still teaching ping in the master's program. Like, what is ping, right, in the master's program at University of Maryland? I was appalled for a master's program. This is something that will, this is something that you'll have a really hard time changing my mind on. You'll have a really, really, really hard time changing my mind on. Here we go. Here's a good one. From our resident question dictionary, Fasochi Actual, can INE have tiered pricing for content? Want only blue courses pay this, red this? No. Not in the way that you're asking, Fasochi, to put it shortly. There are some things that are happening There are some things that are happening that, as transparent as I try to be, I can't talk about just yet. But there will be something that we've been talking about for a while that we're refining the details on, that I think will answer some of this, Fasochi. It will answer some of this. It'll get close to it. For right now, I can't talk about it. That's, you all know me. I try to be as transparent as possible. I tell you what, if we hit 1,000 concurrent viewers on YouTube this morning, I'll tell you about it. If we had 1,000 concurrent viewers on YouTube, I'll tell you about it. Biggest thing someone needs to do in preparation for a SOC analyst role. Practice mental health, Fasochi. Practice, I'd say like getting used to investigating, getting used to, sitting in front of glass and looking at packet traces for a while, trying not to suffer from alert fatigue. Listen, SOC analyst truly does suffer from alert fatigue. I can tell you this right now. A SOC analyst absolutely suffers from alert fatigue. I've seen it myself. Especially even in overtuned environments. Even in overtuned environments, there's still alerts that you have to run down and you have to chase down that lead you down a path, and then you come out of it and you're like, well, that was a huge giant waste of time. Huge giant waste of time. And so learning how to take breaks, learning how to pace yourself from a mental perspective, I think is huge when you're preparing for a SOC analyst role. Listen, and just to remind people, right? I'm not always going to give you the technical answer, right? I know sometimes you guys come here, you're like, Neil, what do I need to prepare for a SOC analyst role? And I'm like, you need to go learn Python. You got to go learn PowerShell. Make sure you're a Wireshark expert, right? You need to make sure that you understand the depths of the TCP/IP stack. Make sure you can break down an IP packet bit by bit by bit. That stuff. Well, I almost pulled a Carmen on. I almost pulled Carmen out of that one. That stuff will come. That stuff will come. You know what they won't tell you? Here's what they won't tell you when you go to be a SOC analyst. They won't tell you that you're going to get burnt out. They won't tell you that your day-to-day job is looking at 4 different monitors trying to find a needle in a stack of needles. They won't tell you that you're going to have to look through 1,000 phishing emails a day to try to find the one that somebody clicked on to get in. And so, the technical stuff will come. Listen, all of you are technical right now, right? I refuse to believe that all of you aren't technical right now, but nobody's out there teaching you how to take care of your mind when you're on this job. And this job will screw with your mind in the worst way possible. I love it. I love this career field. This will be my career field until the day that I die, but this career field will mess with your mind. And so the thing that I think you need to do as a SOC analyst is to prepare yourself mentally. I just saw it in chat. Somebody said SOC sounds like, actually, I could probably push this one up on screen. Right? SOC sounds a lot like infantry. Absolutely. When I used to talk to the CIO and the CFO of several Fortune 100 companies, right? And they wanted to understand the role that their SOC analyst played and that the incident response team played on a day-to-day basis, I would tell them that think of them like your frontline troops. They are your infantrymen who are on the front line. Infantrymen and women, sorry. Wasn't trying to be sexist, was just trying to say, right? They're your infantry people on the front line day in and day out, providing your real-world cyber defense day in and day out. They're looking at alerts. They're fighting the bad guy. Like in a real SOC with a lot of alerts and a lot of incidents, they are fighting the bad guy. I've been at Fortune 100 companies where they're literally dealing with thousands of incidents a day. Thousands of incidents a day. Right? That means that they are fighting the fight against the bad guy thousands of times a day. What they don't teach you in class is how to mentally prepare for dealing with that kind of stress. Take it from us former military folks. They don't teach you in the military how to deal with the stress of being on the battlefield. They teach you how to shoot a gun, but they don't teach you that stress. Sorry, small soapbox there. That one was tiny little soapbox there. I apologize for that one. Any new upcoming I&E certs? Yes, a lot. Listen, I've talked a little bit about this. At Redefine, if y'all want a funny picture, in another monitor, in another YouTube window, go to I&E's YouTube page and pull up the Redefine keynote event from June. Go to the 10-minute marker where I give my speech. Look at that Neil versus the Neil you see on screen right now. I'm telling you, go do it. I'll wait. As I talked about in Redefine, there are 5 definitive ones on the roadmap. Now, I mentioned 5 because I knew those 5 would be complete, or those 5 had the probability of being complete in 2021, right? There is one more that I can't talk about that we're pushing really, really hard to be done in 2021. I don't know that we're going to make it, which is why I'm not going to commit to it, but we're trying really, really hard. The 5 that we've committed to are the first 5 certs that I&E has ever done from scratch. Remember, they were a Cisco shop before they acquired ELS. ELS had been doing certs, but I&E had not. And so after the acquisition, this will be really the first time that I&E is building its own certifications. And so with Cloud Fundamentals, that was kind of the beta of I&E doing its own certification. Now you should see the betas that are out right now for AWS and for Azure. And then we've got, so that's 3. We have a hybrid cloud and a multi-cloud beta that we're going to be releasing with certifications on there as well. So those are the 5 that I promised you during Redefine. And so, I'd say what you're seeing is the beginning of us becoming a very well-known name in the cert industry with the stuff that we've done for certification so far. Just because I saw this one pop up, since it is about the certs, should we expect a month for the AWS and Azure results like we did for Cloud Fundamentals? I would set your expectations at that. Obviously, we're looking to make that faster as we get the process more fluid. Again, remember, all of this is all brand new for us, and so I'm not going to rush to the results of the betas. We're going to make sure that we get the process right. But yes, the goal is to make sure that whatever we settle on from a baseline for getting the results, that is, that is the expectation that you can expect from us moving forward in terms of how to get those I&E results. I was not too terribly unhappy with a month. I know the community wasn't happy with a month. I fundamentally was not terribly unhappy with a month, to be quite honest with you. Neil, how do I measure my skills? I would say go do Try Hack Me, go do Hack the Box, participate in some of those gamified learning instances. Do capture the flags, things like that. Those are the best ways that I think to measure your skills. And that's something that, listen, and join a group, right? Join a CTF team. Like, go to ctftime.org. If I get one of my mods to post in the link for ctftime.org, create a team on CTF Time. Go create a team on Hack the Box. Create a team on Try Hack Me. Bring your friends together and get competitive with it, right? Like, I think that's the best way that you measure your skills, is to get competitive. If you truly talk about, Neil, I want to measure my skills. I want to see how I'm doing with other people. Now, again, that comes with its own set of mental challenges as well, right? Because that brings up imposter syndrome, that brings up, trying to compare yourself to other people. And so make sure you're cognizant of the mental implications of trying to measure your skills against other people. But what I would say is, competitions are the best way to measure your skill set, right? And so that's what I would say is I would use ctftime.org. I'd use any of the capture the flag ones, and I would go from there. BSEC says, are we looking at editing these VODs to indicate chapters so it's easier for people to find where content is located? Yes, as a general sense, BSEC. I turned on auto chaptering on YouTube in hopes that it would work. It didn't work quite like I hoped it would. Thank you, very little YouTube. So I'm trying to get into a better habit of going through and chaptering stuff. Tea with a Hacker is obviously a lot harder to chapter than some of the other stuff that we're doing towards the week. But obviously this move to YouTube is in a hope that we would be able to put ourselves in a position where we have to spend less time editing. Again, for those who didn't know, when we streamed on Twitch, we have to wait 24 hours on Twitch before we could post it to YouTube while the VOD was live on Twitch based on our partner agreement, right? We were partnered over on Twitch. And so we had to wait till, we had to wait for 24 hours before we could even post up a video on YouTube. And then I had to download the video. Then I had to splice the video up and edit it and then re-upload it back over to YouTube. It'd literally take me, 4-ish to 6-ish hours, if I sat down and dedicated some time to it to get a video off of Twitch and up onto YouTube, to get it up. And so the hope was, or still is, as we make this move from Twitch to YouTube, with the videos already being there, I'll be able to edit them a lot better, add the chapters, and get a lot more efficient in that process. So I would say, keep me honest on this. I expect the community to keep me accountable for this. Please, it's not going to hurt my feelings to tell me that my VODs suck. I'm working on it. I appreciate everybody's patience while I work on my VOD game. What positions in cybersecurity favor work from home? I generally think all cybersecurity positions favor working from home. I don't think it's about the cybersecurity position that favors working from home, to be quite honest with you. I think it's about the role that you play in an organization. And let me give you an example. The higher up you go in the org chart, the more important interpersonal reactions get. That's not to say, don't jump down my throat that just because I didn't say that help desk required interpersonal, interactions means that it's any less important. But I'm just giving you an example. As an example, right, it's much more important for me as a leader to go meet with other leaders who are maybe not as progressive in the work from home strategies as we are, to meet with them in person. It does matter to meet with other leaders in person. I just saw this one. I want to push this one up when we talk about working from home, right? Because working from home is hard. Listen, working from home is a hard conversation, right? And again, so you understand my background, because I want everybody to understand, what I talk about when I talk about my history of working from home, right? I was in the military from 2003 to 2013. From 2013 to 2020, basically the pandemic I've spent less than 100 days per year at home. And so the world was my office, right? The world was my office. And so I was effectively working from home by working from the entire world. And when those 100 days that I was at home, you damn right I told my boss that I wasn't coming in the office. I'd spent 200 days in other countries and living in hotels, and sitting in taxis and limos and things like that. You damn right I told my boss that I was working from home. I didn't ask for permission. I told him I was working from home, right? And so I very much believe in working from home. I could definitively tell you we've lost something these last 18 months by being 100% work from home. I absolutely believe that. That's something that you wouldn't have caught dead coming out of my mouth 2 years ago before the pandemic. But I can tell you that in the last 2 years, we've lost something by being 100% remote. Absolutely. Now, do I think we can still do all of our cyber jobs 100% remote? 100%. Do I think we should force people to come into the office? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But the world is different now, and we have lost something by being 100% remote, right? That we didn't have before. It is harder to onboard new people into an organization 100% remote. It is harder to bring entry-level folks into cyber 100% remote. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying it is difficult to bring entry-level cyber folks. Listen, when you all talk about, hey, Neil, I want to go get my first cybersecurity job so I can get that experience, right, on my resume, or that experience on my job application, right? How do you think you get that experience, right? You get that experience by shadowing somebody at work, right? You get that experience by looking over people's shoulders. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit on a Zoom session or a Teams session with a screen share, right, for 8 to 10 hours a day while you watch one person? Who do you think? What SOC analyst do you think sits at their screen for 12 hours solid looking at the same thing for 12 hours straight? Doesn't take a coffee break, doesn't take a smoke break, doesn't get up and walk around, right? What person do you think is going to sit there on a Zoom session with you or on a Teams session for you for 8 to 10 to 12 hours to help you get that OJT for your first job? We lose something. We lose something in the work from home culture. Okay? So as much of a proponent of it as I am, we have lost something, and I think that we need to do better about having expectations in this new way that we have work going on, where if you're coming into the career field, if you're in your first 30 days on the job, if you're entry level, there's probably an opportunity, there's probably a need, right, for you to spend some time with some people. This is slightly controversial just because I saw it, right? Just because I saw it, this is what I get for reading chat because I get caught into hold. There is some truth and there is some not truth to this. There is some truth and there is some not truth to this. Allow me to be the protagonist on this one. Work ethic is developed at work. And so if you throw somebody into a situation, they're an entry-level person, they've never done a professional job, it's their first professional job right out of college, and you throw them in a work from home and you're like, hey, go look at these logs, let me know when you find a bad guy, and you haven't heard from them in 2 or 3 days, I don't think that that's bad work ethic. I think you failed as a trainer. I think you failed as a mentor. Let me say that again. If you gave somebody a task to do and it was their first day on the job coming out of college and they didn't come back to you for 2 or 3 days, you have failed, not that person. That learner has not failed. You have failed, right? That's not work ethic at all. And again, look, I'll be the first to admit it. Like, do you think I sit at this computer all day, every day? No, I go downstairs. I take meetings from the couch. I take meetings from the patio. I know of at least other C-levels who will take meetings from walks. And that has nothing to do with work ethic, right? That has everything to do with the flexibility that work from home provides us, right? And I love working from home too. I think working from home is fantastic and I'm a huge advocate for it, right? But at the same time, let's be realistic. Work ethic doesn't come just because you set a newbie down in front of a computer, said go do this, and he didn't come and talk to you for 3 days. You failed to train him appropriately. You failed to train him appropriately. Sorry, minor soapbox there. Minor soapbox there. The work from home conversation is hard. It is hard. It's very hard. OffSec has started their new subscription plan. Is it worth it? Can you review it, sir? It would be highly unfair for me in my current role to review it, and for people to fundamentally believe that I would be reviewing it in earnest. I would love to do a review of it. At first glance, no, not worth it. When I looked immediately. When I looked at it, I immediately went to the price. As soon as I saw the price, the answer was not worth it, right? And again, I go back to, listen, the thing that we can... Somebody time out Op Switchblade. I literally answered his question on screen. He literally just asked the same question again in chat. Somebody time him out. That's what I'm talking about. Pay attention. Ask your question once. We do see it. We do answer it. You clearly were not paying attention. I tell you all the time, go do the free stuff because there's so much of that free stuff that's out there, right? Only then, after you do the free stuff, should you consider what your price point is for you to start paying for stuff. And look, this is me, Neil, Chief Content Officer at INE, saying, before you pay me anything, go take the free stuff. Please, dear God, go take all the free stuff before you pay me a dime, right? Then when you're ready to take your career seriously, when that is your focus in life, then you can look at the ROI, the return on investment for whatever dollar you put in, what do you get out of it, right? And when you look at the breadth, I don't have it up. I will commit this to the team. By the end of October, I'll have my Gartner chart of security training done, and I will publish it somewhere. I'll have my Gartner stuff of training, out there. For every dollar you want to put in, you want to get something out of it. Fasochi asked earlier, right, will we ever see tiered pricing where we've got blue team pays this, red team pays this? No, absolutely not. Because red team can benefit from blue concepts. Blue can benefit from red concepts. Right? And so there is no such thing as a red teamer or a blue teamer anymore, right? Don't look at it as a red teamer or a blue teamer, right? Look at it as you're gaining skills in an area. And so when you look at that breadth of catalog, when you look at that price point, are you actually getting a breadth of training that helps progress you in your career? No. And so my answer to that is unequivocally no. It is not worth it. Ugh. Hey, nice try, Dev. The first chapter's due tomorrow. I actually got somebody holding my feet to the fire on that one, so first chapter will be done tomorrow. Nice try, though. Doesn't change. All right. Love the content. What would be your opinion in running automated security testing systems such as PySys, Pentera in conjunction with regular external pen test? Pro con? I'm a huge fan of it. Chris, I'm a huge fan of this question. Right? Absolutely. And it's not, look, hit us exclamation point attack IQ, right? I've evaluated attack IQ, safe breach, and simulate, right, in Fortune 100 environments, right? There's a reason we partner with Attack IQ, right? It is a fantastic, and here's the thing, it helps you automate the dumb stuff. It helps you automate the dumb stuff that you don't want to do yourself. Listen, I oftentimes talk about it. If you go back and watch my Purple Team video, right, go over to YouTube, hop over into the video section, check out the Purple Teaming Part 1 and the Purple Teaming Part 2. When you watch that stuff, that explains exactly why I'm a huge fan of the need for us to adopt as pen testers and red teamers the use of this automated security testing system. I know PySys, Pentera. I'm a huge fan of Attack IQ, obviously, but I think Attack IQ, Simulate, and Safe Breach, those are all players in this space. My recommendation would be for Attack IQ, but I am a huge fan that, yes, that mentality that you have right there, and I'll give you a hint, that's going to be in something awesome that you're going to see coming up, very, very soon. The Purple Team Crash Course videos that Nick is talking about are over on the videos section in YouTube. There's Purple Team Crash Course 1, Purple Team Crash Course 2. It's 4 hours of content where I basically teach a sales guy what purple teaming is and how to genuinely do purple teaming the right way. I do love those videos as well. Question, what do you recommend for an absolute beginner cert or some hands-on projects? eJPT, go take Pen Tester Student. INE, it's free right now. Go to INE, sign up for Starter Pass. Pen Testing Student is free right now. It's that easy. Pen Testing Student is free right now. That is your ultimate beginner cert or beginner course. The cert is $200, but we do frequent giveaways. Partners do frequent giveaways. INE does frequent giveaways, right? It's that easy, right? You can listen, if you haven't figured it out, we give a lot of stuff away on this stream. If you pay attention to us, if you follow us on the socials, if you follow everybody in this crew, if you follow folks in this organization, if you follow folks in this community, you will likely get at some point in time an eJPT voucher for free. It happens. It happens. Thank you, Dev Null, for the super chat. Do the free stuff first. BSEC, get ready with the Clippy. Do the free stuff first. Just saying. Faux free. Love the free stuff. Love the free stuff. Wow, I can't be that far behind on questions. Let's see here. There is no shortcut to greatness. This is my favorite one. Right? How much time normally to take to become a pen tester? I just finished CCNA, and pen testing seems a good career. Pen testing is a great career. Pen testing is a great career. However, there are more pen testers than there are blue teamers, so your competition is higher. And so when you talk about how long does it take to become a pen tester, listen, if you go take PTS, listen, let's call a spade, and you'll find out, if you're new to this stream, you'll find out I'm incredibly literal, right? I'm incredibly literal. Technically speaking, listen, I'm about to give it to you. I'm going to do a video on this. And if it gets a million views, I'll give away 10 INE subs. If it gets a million views. Go sign up for HackerOne. Go take Pen Tester Student and get your eJPT. Guess what you are? You're a pen tester. 3 steps, baby! 3 steps to be a pen tester today. You heard it here, folks, first. This is the 3 steps to be a pen tester. Sign up for HackerOne. Hey, what's the name of the cert that you get from Pen Tester Student? Junior Penetration Tester. So if you're doing bug bounties where you're literally hacking web apps and you have a cert with the name Junior Pen Tester, how much time should it normally take you to become a pen tester? I don't know. How long does it take you to do those 3 steps? That's it. 3 steps. I'm in a good mood this morning. Sorry, I know late. Hey, you're never late to the party. As long as you show up, you are never, ever late to the party. Welcome to the party. I appreciate it. I know I'm late, but is learning Python or Java good for beginners? Python, yes. Java, no. Python, yes. Java, no. I don't think Java is good for beginners. I don't think Java is good for cybersecurity at all. At all. Certifications helpful to get cloud security jobs. They are helpful, but there's not a whole lot of good cloud security specific certifications out there, which is why we're trying to do more of them at INE, right? So I'd say stay tuned on the INE side, but that's what I would say. Is it really necessary to get certified? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I don't think being certified is a requirement. I know that hurts a lot of people's feelings, right? Listen, I'm not a cert chaser. I've never been a cert chaser at all whatsoever. The only reason I've got the certs that I've got is because the military paid for them. That's a true statement. It's the only reason I have them. Right? I don't think it's necessary. They help. Listen, certs help, but they're not necessary. They help, but they're not necessary. I had this conversation yesterday with the CEO and with the CMO. We're getting closer. If you remember, that was one of the first questions I got asked when I took on this job as Chief Content Officer at INE was about getting acclaim Credly badges. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Getting closer. What's the most best way to tell a recruiter at an interview that their salary offer is far too low? If you're super confident, right? If you're the super confident kind of person, the question is, well, that salary is terribly low given somebody of my qualifications. We're going to have to do better if we're going to come to an agreement. And I've said that, right? Listen, the best thing that you can do is to get confident in your own skin. Just like with fitness, right? Just like with fitness, getting confident in your own skin. Get to a point where you don't feel the need for a job, right? Get to a point to where, if you didn't get the next job, you'd be fine where you're at now, right? I know that that's hard to quantify because we always want our dream jobs. We always want a better job. We always want this stuff, right? We always want that stuff, things like that, right? And I absolutely agree with that, right? But get to a point where and I'll give you an example. And again, I have no problem saying this on live stream. I have no problem if my boss is listening to this on stream as well, because I think it's important for us to have this conversation. Somebody called me the other day and offered me a CISO role. And they said, Neil, I'd like to offer you this role, but I want to talk to you about salary first because I think it could be a limiting factor, just given where you are. And I said, well, we can start there if you want to start there. And they had mentioned a salary that was probably a quarter of what I would take for a CISO role. And I told the individual very nicely, I said, I'm sorry, that is just not enough of a salary to get me motivated to come work at your organization. Right? And so I think that there is a very real conversation where when you're comfortable enough and they say that salary to you and you're just like, sorry, that's just not going to cut it. That is completely okay to do. It's not necessarily about what's the best way to tell a recruiter that their salary offer is too low. You just come right out and tell them. Like, you don't laugh at them. You don't laugh a point. Ha ha. Don't do that. Right? But once you know your value and once you're fine with with where you're at in your positions, then I would say, it's pretty easy for you to kind of come to the basis and say, hey, I think that offer is probably a little too low. Just because I saw this, yeah, this is also very key too, right? You have to look at the so it took me a while to get used to this conversation. If you all aren't familiar with this, there's this idea of total compensation. Total compensation, right? And when you look at total compensation is about your salary plus your bonus plus your benefits. Sometimes you can take benefits out of that depending on the organization you work for, right? If you all aren't thinking about it right now, you need to be thinking about your total compensation package, right? Because here's what I'll tell you. As I've gone up in my career, I wish I had the iPad connected. I'd do this on the iPad. My salaries would go up like a hockey stick. But once you hit a certain point, and I'd probably say like director or something like that, kind of area, you kind of start to plateau a little bit. Maybe a little gradual increase because your base salaries really start to level off. What you end up getting, and especially if you're in the Fortune 100 space where you get RSUs or restricted stock units at a director level, your base stays relatively small. Go look at some of the base salaries for some of these CEOs for Fortune 100 companies. They're $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. You know why they make millions? Because the amount of stock that they get. And that's something that I didn't have an appreciation for until I made director, and I realized the value of getting paid the same way the CEO of the company gets paid. Let me say that again. There is value in having your salary done the exact same way the CEO's salary is done, right? Because then the CEO and his job performance determines whether you get a pay raise or not. And let's put this in perspective, right? Let's put this in perspective. All of you are probably thinking about, well, I need a base salary. I need a $100,000 base salary, right? But what if you learned how to live on a $100,000 base salary, but you got $100,000 in stocks, but you could only touch a third of it every year? So that means that today is September 24th. You get 100,000 shares of stock, but you can't touch the first third until September 24th, 2022. But let's say that stock value was worth $10 today, and it's worth $50 in a year. Guess what you just made on that stock? Somebody who's good with math can do the math on that. It's a lot of freaking money, right? That's how you need to start thinking about your compensation packages. You need to stop thinking, I will do a video on this. This is definitely something that we've talked about before. You need to stop thinking in terms of base salary because that's what's screwing most of you all up. Yes, I have had experience with Azure Sentinel. Hence the BSEC creation of the creeper, the Azure creeper meme that's in chat. I think it's going to be a staple in holistically centric O365 environments. It's not Splunk, right? But I think that it will happen the same way that a lot of the other Microsoft has happened, and it will kind of creep on in. All right, we're at the bottom of the hour. Y'all thought I was gonna end the stream. I'm not. We're gonna start the giveaway. I actually need to update the giveaway. My bad. Please stand by. Please stand by. Wait, what's that Eminem song? Please stand up. Please stand up. Let's update the what are we giving away today, Josh? What are we giving away today? What are we giving away? Going back over to my DMs and looking. Okay. All right, so make sure you're in Discord. If you're not already, hit !Discord. Make sure you're in Discord. Okay, you need to be in Discord. You also need to make sure that your Twitch, your YouTube name matches whatever your name is in YouTube. We're going to give away first 1 month try HackMe voucher. I almost said 1 month try HackMo. Try 1 month Try hack me. I totally forgot to set up the giveaway beforehand. We're going to go ahead and start this giveaway now. And whenever Streamlabs comes into chat, that's when you can start your chat spam. I know how you all are with your chat spam. Do companies pay the stock below sea level? Absolutely. 100% they do. Absolutely 100% they do. I know for a fact, if you're at manager or higher in a Fortune 100 company, you'll get stock. Now, it is commiserate, right? You're not going to get 10,000 shares of stock. I can't even, like, for me, most of the companies that I've been at, they don't give you a specific number of stock. They give you a dollar figure based on the current stock value. And so let's say that you were working at Apple, and let's say that you were entitled as part of your compensation program that you negotiated in, that you get $50,000 in Apple stock every year. Then you would get $50,000 divided by the current price of Apple stock, that many number of shares dropped into a brokerage account that the company maintains on your behalf every year. Then, depending on your vesting schedule, you will get access to those shares on the vesting schedule. The most common vesting schedule for shares is a 3-year vest, meaning that if you get 100,000 shares, right, you'll get 33,000 of those each year, right? And so then if you start to think about that, then year 2, you get another 100,000 shares. Then year 3, you get another 100,000 shares, which means that 3 years on the company, you're getting 100,000 shares every year that you're with the company. And that's when we talk about golden handcuffs. That's what we're talking about with the golden handcuffs, right? Because after 3 years, if you're getting 100,000 shares of Apple, right, at a constantly increasing share price, you're getting a poop ton of money. You're getting a poop ton of money, right? So that's why I'm a huge fan of that one. Just because I saw this one, right? Some will do profit sharing instead of stock, especially if it's not publicly traded. If it's not publicly traded, yes, they'll do profit sharing. I don't think profit sharing is as beneficial as stocks, but profit sharing is also more common. Profit sharing is also more common. What else we got here? How's the book coming? I've got a project manager that keeps me on track. First chapter is due tomorrow. First chapter will be done tomorrow. Some of you might be seeing me in sub chat at 4 o'clock in the morning working on a book. Maybe you won't. Who knows? This will be the hardest thing for me. I was never the guy who was good at homework growing up. I was never good at homework growing up, right? So having somebody tell me that I have to have an assignment due by Saturday. Talk about stretch goals. Welcome to Neil's stretch goal. Welcome to Neil's stretch goal. I like this one. I talk about this one pretty frequently, right? Certs are not necessary, but which ones? And again, this is what I talk about. I think that the how do I say this delicately? I don't, because it's a cyber insecurity stream. Certs are a dying thing in cybersecurity. Certs are a dying thing. Or at least I wish they would die. I think they are the biggest gatekeeper that exists out there right now. Right? And so, like, there's this mismatch between this answer, right? Because part of me wants to tell you that the right answer to this is the certs that are necessary, right, are the ones that help you learn. The ones that move your knowledge level forward, the ones that help you be better at your job, those are the certs that you want to pursue. Those are the certs that you want to pursue. Okay? Not the ones, listen, don't chase certs. Listen to me, I can't say this enough, right? Don't chase certs, chase knowledge. The certs will come. The certs will come if you chase knowledge. Okay? I promise you, the certs will come. And again, I got to a point in my career where certs didn't matter. Certs didn't matter. I literally couldn't learn anything else, right, that a certificate program could teach you. And so how do you gauge that? How do you capture that on a resume? Right? And so I think certs are going to go the way of the dodo. All right. The raffle has closed. I will call the winner here in a second. I like keeping everybody on the edge of their seat. But while I have everybody's undivided attention while we wait for the raffle giveaways, I will remind you that tomorrow night's stream will be our monthly resume and LinkedIn review live on stream. Right? So all the more reason why you need to make sure you're in Discord. Make sure that you're in Discord. And if you utilize the resume review channel in Discord, and you are of the appropriate membership tier, right? Easy. You just have to be a Prime member on YouTube. You can submit your resume and your LinkedIn, and we will review it live on stream. We will review it live on stream. Okay? Now, if you don't want it to be reviewed live on stream, if you would like a more personalized review, we do have a membership tier to give you a literal personal review where I sit down. There's not all the streamness going on. There's not chat. There's not me trying to answer questions at the same time that I'm trying to review. There's not 100 reviews. It's one-on-one. It's me and you. There's been several of your peers who have already taken it in chat. If they feel comfortable sharing their experience with those personalized resume reviews, I'll ask them to share that. If they don't, then that's fine. But you can use the mentorship if you don't want your resume reviewed live on stream. But tomorrow is our mass resume review session. We're going to churn through. It looks like we've got 5 resumes in the channel right now and 5 LinkedIns in the channel right now. So make sure that if you do want your resume in there, you do get your resume in before tomorrow night, and we will do it live on stream. Next week, we have 3 amazing guests. We're going to do one off-session stream. Pay attention to this, right? We have Deirdre Diamond coming in Monday night. So if you remember, we did a review of her CyberSN platform a couple Mondays ago. She's a recruiter. They run a recruiting agency. They're doing this transformative platform. We're going to bring her on and talk about the CyberSN platform. We're going to talk about job recruiting. So that's for our Career Mondays that we've got going on Monday. Okay, we're going to have Deirdre Diamond. On Wednesday, on Old Guy Wednesday, we're going to have Carl Wright, who's former military as well. Incredible when it comes to threat intelligence. We're going to talk about threat-informed defense strategies. Threat-informed defense, right? And you've heard me talk about this, where threat intelligence feeds both the red side and the blue side, right? And so we're going to have a fantastic conversation on Wednesday, on Old Guy Wednesday, talking about threat-informed defense. Then Thursday night, which is our off-hour stream, pay attention to this. We're going to have another stream Thursday night. Josh, mooch yourself in my ear. Thank you, Josh. Hashtag worst mod. hashtag worst mod. Then on Thursday, we're going to have an awesome surprise guest. Can't say who just yet. I think I have said it on past stream. You can go back to a past stream and look and see who it is. We're going to have an awesome surprise guest. We talk about threat hunting, as we talk about incident response, things like that on Thursday. So lots of content next week. Make sure you tune in next week. Obviously, it's the end of the month. We wouldn't let September go away without some more giveaways. With that being said, let's hit tonight's giveaway. Let's get tonight. I just said tonight. Didn't I? All right. Picking a winner. 1 month. Try Hack Me voucher. Hopefully that was enough stall for everybody to get into Discord. Get into Discord and message Josh Mason. Remember to message Josh when I do call your name. You've got about like 30 to 45 seconds to do it when I call your name before we pick a new winner. KS262. Don't everybody leave yet. It's not uncommon for our winners to literally walk away from keyboards. What I don't get is you all know that we do giveaways, and then we had somebody Wednesday night walk away from the keyboard. They literally hit ! raffle and then walk away from the keyboard. And we announced their name as the winner, and they weren't there. So KS262, make sure you message Josh in Discord. Hop in Discord, message Josh Mason. He'll let me know if you got it, and if you don't got it, we'll re-roll. Some of us are working while listening. I know you're working, and I appreciate it. I really do. This is a good one. Devnall. I appreciate this one, right? What are the chances of having a stream where you interview some people from the community who have broken into cyber because of cyber insecurity? This is a format that a couple of us are working on to see if it's the right way, if we can make it happen the right way. Yet to be determined. There are always giveaways, which is why you should always be here. Just kidding. Let's see what else we got here. This is a good one. What do you think of bug bounties as a start to get into cybersecurity, or do you think certifications route is a better idea from any? I think both. I think you could do both completely and totally realistically do both of them. I see. Are we rolling again? I'm waiting for one of my mods to confirm with me whether KS262 has messaged them in Discord yet or not. Once I get that confirmation, we'll determine whether we re-roll or not. Roro says, I've been learning cybersecurity for 3 years and I got a job. I got a cybersecurity manager internship in a huge business where I have to do the red and blue teaming jobs. Should I refuse this opportunity? I don't know. Is it a good opportunity? There's not a lot there to talk about, right, in terms of that. I think you should take the opportunity if it's a good career move for you. Listen, make sure you're thinking about things in terms of careers, right? Think about things in terms of careers. Is this the right, listen, cybersecurity is a career journey. You don't start at pen testing and then you're done with your career, right? When I got out of the Air Force, right, I knew I wanted to do pen testing when I got out of the Air Force, but I knew that long term, I wanted to be a CISO. But I didn't look for a CISO job right when I got out of the Air Force. And so you have to look at every opportunity that comes your way and ask yourself, is this the right step towards my career goals? Right? So when you look at this opportunity, Roro, is this the right step towards your career goals? And if the answer is yes, then you're good. All right, I want to say congratulations to KS262 for claiming their prize. Thank you so very much. We'll do a couple more questions. Before we sign off. I do a meeting that I have to run to right after this stream ends. So let's see if we can rapid fire some questions. Will INE have a CTF training course? No, because we don't train to CTFs. We train to careers. And that's what we are focused on. Focused on careers. Fasochi, minimum salary asked for SOC analyst level 1. Location independent, right? Location independent. You should be 75, 85, 95 for a SOC analyst, in my opinion. If I were hiring for a SOC analyst, that's what I'd be hiring for. What are good questions? This is a good one, Tanner. What are good questions we can ask in the interview to gauge stress level for that position? Talk to the folks on the team and ask them how much free time they have. Ask them what their work-life balance is. Ask the leaders and the hiring managers what they're specifically doing to manage the stress of the team. Those are good questions to ask. Love that. Really get in there. For someone who has Security Plus and completed the Range Force SOC Analyst 1 battle path but never worked an IT job, should they apply for help desk or straight SOC role? I say straight SOC role. I mean, do both, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't find a SOC Analyst 1 role. Absolutely. Should I get a help desk position while I work on getting into a SOC position? I'm thinking I need a Network Plus, Sec Plus, and maybe GAC to get a role as a SOC Analyst. No, Matt Cyber. That is very, very overkill. That is incredibly overkill, right, for a SOC analyst job. Remember, SOC analyst jobs are supposed to be jobs that you get right out of college, right? And so, no, Net Plus, Sec Plus, and a GX cert is not needed for a SOC analyst role. Should you get a help desk job while you try to get a SOC analyst job? That's not a terrible strategy. But I don't think Network Plus, Sec Plus, and a GAC, I don't think that is again, don't create an artificial barrier to entry into cybersecurity that doesn't need to exist. Do not create an artificial barrier of entry that does not need to exist. Do you think cloud security is a good career to start a blue team? Hold on. Let me say this quickly. Yes. 100%. Listen, if you are ignoring cloud, you are failing to advance in this cybersecurity industry. Why do you think I've started to move all my honeypots over to AWS? Right? I need to eat my own dog food. I'm preaching cloud. I need to get over there and I need to start learning cloud myself, which is why I dropped all my stuff over on DigitalOcean and I'm pulling it all over to AWS and I'm rebuilding our super awesome project that we did last year. I'm rebuilding all the honeypot infrastructure and everything inside of Amazon AWS because I need to start eating my own dog food. Okay? So, yes, I think that that's fantastic. Catherine says, how do I get a job as a social engineer? What are the skills required to become one? It would be great if you share some resources and certification to learn social engineering. There isn't necessarily a career path for a social engineer. And this is a theme that you'll hear me talk about frequently, right? There's no career path where you're a security engineer level 1, or excuse me, a social engineer level 1, social engineer level 2, social engineer level 3, right? Social engineering is a skill that is frequently associated with penetration testing and red teaming roles. And so when you say you get a job as a social engineer, you're getting a job as a pen tester or a red teamer where you get to focus, where you get to have an expertise in social engineering. Chris Hadnaghy is literally the industry de facto standard when it comes on understanding things on social engineering, especially from a human persona perspective. And listen, you need to understand psychology, right? It is about understanding, the human psyche. And this may sound crazy. I taught a pen tester one time. This was when I was at a Big Four, And we were doing kind of one of our first pen testing engagements together, where I was trying to teach this organization how to do red teaming the right way. And so we were in a room, in a conference room, doing red teaming in a conference room. And I was trying to get everybody to understand the roles that everybody needed to play. Like you had a web pen tester, you had a network pen tester, you had somebody who could code, and then you had some folks who would do social engineering. And so like I led by demonstration where I did the social engineering of an administrator. So here's what we did. It was a university. Obviously universities are notoriously bad for publicizing literally everything on their website, right? Universities are terrible for this, right? And so what I would say is, there's no real good way to, that's a different soapbox to get on altogether. Sorry, I almost rabbit trailed there. They publicized on their website that they were going to be pushing out updates to the VPN for all their staff. It was obviously long before COVID. And so at the time you could get a .it, which was an Italian domain, for like $60. And so we went out and registered this university name .it, and we hosted a fake VPN update on this university.it. And they had their entire university phone directory publicly available on their website. And so I went on there and I found the administrative assistants for the various departments, and that was our first target, was the administrative assistants, because we knew we wouldn't get to the professors. We knew that the professors wouldn't have time. They'd probably blow us off anyway, but that's what the administrative assistants were there for. And so our social engineering pretext was, we're going to call the administrative assistants. We're going to say we're from IT. We need them to download and install this VPN patch right here, or else their department is going to go offline and their instructors are going to lose access to the network, which is a fantastic pretext, right? It created urgency. It was something relevant, and we were going to walk them through the steps to do it. I got on the phone. I did it. Crushed it. We got our first reverse shell. No problem. We were rocking on. Part of that was then, okay, I gave the phone over to my other analyst, my other pen tester, and I said, okay, you're next. He picked up the phone. He replicated my experience. Boom. Did it. Got a shell, right? So we're 2 shells in, right? We're crushing it. We're 2 shells in. I literally handed the phone to one of my other pen testers, and he had just got done watching us doing it right there. And he goes, I can't do this, Neil. And I said, why? And he said, Neil, I just watched the 2 of you blatantly lie and manipulate some poor old soul into installing malware. And I said, yeah, you're a pen tester. We do social engineering engagements. That's what we do. And he was literally like, I can't do that. I physically, mentally cannot bring myself to pick up the phone, lie to another human being to get them to do something malicious. And so, yes, it is incredibly important to understand the human psyche, because that's the first time in my entire career that I'd ever encountered somebody who mentally was unable to get into that mindset to lie to another human being to get them to install malware. But social engineering is a hell of a lot of fun. Hell of a lot of fun. All right, everybody. Fantastic tea with a hacker this morning. And just in time, the teacup is empty. We have consumed all of our tea this morning on Tea with a Hacker, which means thank you all so very much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Listen, we are transitioning away from Twitch over to YouTube. Starting on October 1st, we will no longer be streaming on Twitch whatsoever. You do need to turn notifications on. We are trying to preload as many of the streams as possible so that you can set those reminders. Right? So do make sure you do turn those notifications on. Do make sure you set those reminders up. We have a ton of content coming up. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. And listen, whether you're on the red side, whether you're on the blue side, whether you're still deciding, I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Don't forget tomorrow's resume review channel. Resume review online. Come in and get your resume review. and I'll see y'all tomorrow night.